Hey there friends, and welcome to Laugh Napkin. My name is Frank, and today we're looking at the subreddit r/idontworkehrelady. But before we get started, I want to let you guys know that I started a second channel for image-based subreddits, and I think you'll enjoy it. I'll add a link in the comments and description. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Many years ago, back when cell phone cameras were still a new concept, I was getting married. Without a lot of money for a wedding, I was planning the ceremony myself, and drove to all the craft stores in my area to find affordable inspiration. I had a system for keeping the ideas organized so I could come back to the right stores and find the items later. This involved taking a picture of the item right above the price tag, and then jotting down in a notebook what I could use it for. I would also write the code for the photo above the note so I wouldn't get mixed up. After discovering how pricey craft stores are, I decided to try my luck at Walmart. They have craft supplies, right? So, there I was, minding my own business, snapping a picture and writing in my notebook, when an employee walked up to me and said, "Ma'am, are you doing price comparisons right now?" I nodded and said yes, and started to explain my system, thinking this was just a friendly person I was going to have a chat with. The employee held up her hand. "I don't need to know all that. You can't take pictures of the prices. You can write them down, but if you keep taking pictures, I'll kick you out of the store." My mouth dropped open. That escalated quickly. There had to be a mistake. I asked, "But how will I remember what the item looked like?" She shook her head. "Not my problem if you have a bad memory. Put the camera away." And she turned on her heel to march off. So I had a dilemma. I couldn't plan a wedding with no pictures, but I couldn't take pictures of the prices. Okay, I would just take a picture of the item without the price and include the price in my notes. I wrote everything down first, just in case she threw me out before I got all the info, and then snapped a picture. Sure enough, she rounded the corner of the shelf where she had been hiding and said, "I said no pictures." I stood still and replied, "I didn't take a picture of the price, ma'am. You can see it if you want." "I don't care. You're leaving now." Just then, another employee walked up. I don't know who she was, but the other employee immediately went meek. Nice employee. "What's the trouble here?" Angry employee. "She's using a camera phone to do price comparisons." I spoke up and said, "I stopped taking pictures of the price like she asked, but I'm planning my own wedding to save money, and I need pictures to know which things go well together." Nice employee. "So you don't work for another store? These are for your own personal use?" I nodded and said, "Yes, I can't afford a big wedding, so I'm doing everything myself. I just need ideas and places to get things for cheap." I briefly showed her my notebook and a couple of the pictures I had taken. The nice employee nodded like she was impressed and said, "That's a great idea. I should have done that too. Weddings are too expensive." She then turned to the other lady and said, "She's fine. Come on, I could use you over here." I said thank you, and nice employee said, "Not at all. Congratulations," and led the other woman away, sulking and silent. I was able to put together the entire wedding for under $1,000. Wow, what a steal. OP should be a wedding planner. Has anyone else done anything like this with their own weddings? Let me know in the comment section below. On to the next. So this happened a few years ago when I was still in high school. Not sure if this exactly fits here, but we'll just go with it. My family lives in a city in Wisconsin. A pretty nice city with fairly good schools. Never really have too big of problems. My mom had started working in the school district while I was in middle school. She works with kids with disabilities, as she has experience being that my brother has severe autism. She first worked at the elementary school before working at one of the middle schools before finally moving to the high school, despite her not wanting to. My mom does not look her age. She's turning 39 in a few weeks. Around the time of this story, she was probably around 36. Her height reaches into the early 5-foot range, with two of her kids towering over her, and her daughter just about to be taller as well. At the time, her hair was cut rather short, like just past the ears, I'd say. She wears contacts due to her vision. She dresses with a lot of geeky material, with shirts ranging from Star Wars all the way to Labyrinth. Typically, she looks quite like a normal high school student, even today. On to the story. This happened during her first year of working at the high school, and since I wasn't there myself, I'm only roughly explaining what happened. On this day in particular, one of her contacts had broken, and seeing how bad her vision would be without them, she had to wear her glasses to work, despite the fact that she hates doing this. As well as this, she wore a black Labyrinth shirt. It was basically the poster of the movie plastered onto a shirt, which was partially covered up by a black open-up cotton shirt with long sleeves. She had dark tight jeans on with just some normal shoes. The only way to tell that she worked there was the lanyard with her ID on it hanging from her neck. This was just after lunch, if I recall, and my mom was tasked to walk with one of the kids she looks after. I don't recall what this kid had, but he loved to talk about movies with my mom constantly. He would have headphones on while walking and would be looking at his Chromebook the whole time. My mom and the boy were walking down the hall near the high schooler's upper gym. She did this from time to time while kids were in classes, so he can get around and move, as he didn't like doing much work. While walking, they were far down the hall, about to turn a corner, when out of nowhere, someone had yelled down the hall at them. Let's meet the cast. Gym teacher, mom, and a boy we'll call Frank. Hey, that's my name. Gym teacher, hey, get back to class. Mom, thinking this teacher was yelling at some other student wandering the halls, continued walking slowly with the kid. Gym teacher, obviously sounding annoyed. Don't make me have to write you up for wandering the halls. Mom now turns around to look towards the talking. She sees gym teacher standing at the doors of the upper gym, staring dead at her. Gym teacher was known for being quite annoying to say the least. I had her once in my last year. Thankfully, I got on her good side for the most part. She's in her late 40s to early 50s. Usually wears thin sweatshirts with tight pants and athletic shoes. Her hair is cut into a Beatles style, dark, like the Beatles' hair as well. She stood quite a few inches taller than Mom, but not by too much. Mom looks around, confused at first. Gym teacher, don't just stand there all dumbfounded like that. Get to class. She purposefully exaggerated the last few words. Mom has been mistaken for a student on multiple occasions, but only when she's usually wandering the halls alone, not when she's with a kid. Mom, oh sorry, I'm walking with Frank here. He likes it when the halls are quiet. He can walk with a teacher. You don't need to babysit him when you have classes to go to. Mom, still a bit confused, but realizing the situation. Sorry, but you're mistaken. I'm a staff member here. She goes to show her the ID. Gym teacher, nice try. Come to my office so I can write you up. At this point, the teacher turns to start walking into the gym. Mom doesn't listen and continues walking. This was apparently not the right move to make. Gym teacher, don't you dare walk away from me. You come here now so I can write you up. At this point, gym teacher started storming it over to Mom, to which Mom quickly turns around and flashes her ID to gym teacher. Mom, ma'am, I work here. Gym teacher stopped inches away from the ID and stares at it for a moment before going pure white. She backs up and clears her throat. Gym teacher, you should be careful how you dress. People are going to think you're a student. Mom, right. I have to get back to work now. Maybe you should too. At this point, gym teacher walked back to the gym doors, closing them fairly loudly behind her. Frank had continued walking ahead of Mom, so she quickly caught up to him and kept on with her day. My mom and I had quite a good laugh on the drive home from school. Side note, my mom still works at the high school today, and has gotten to know quite a lot of teachers there. She's only had a few encounters with gym teachers since, and it seems gym teacher didn't even remember seeing her that day, or just refuses to acknowledge that she mistook a staff member for a student. Either way, win for my mom. This was more of an I do work here lady story. A nice change of pace. On to the next one. So this happened a while back. Can't remember specific dates, but this is still hilarious to me. Here's some backstory. I work for a family business as a cleaner, obviously from the title, and clean stuff like banks, fire damages, houses, flood damages, etc. This night, I was cleaning a daily bank I do, well, daily. Also, I'm 13 years old, but puberty hit me like a truck, and I'm on the heavier and tall side, so people assume I'm either 16, 17, or 18. So I guess I see why she thinks I work there. I've had a fair share of people not knowing that I don't work for the bank, and they were usually polite, but none were like this Karen. So I was vacuuming the drive-thru area at the time of the occurrence, playing music because it helps me get through the work. The drive-thru leads to a one-way, so when I see people coming up, I naturally assume that they're going to go the one way. So I glanced at her for a second, then realized she was waiting and trying to get my attention. Luckily, I know how those microphones that they use work. It was literally just an on and off switch. I'm a genius, I know. So I turned it on and asked how I could help her. She was right next to the glass, and she was loud and proud, so I could hear her very clear. The following conversation goes like this. Me. Hey, what can I help you with? I'm here to deposit a check. Low-key don't know anything about banking. Plus it was a while ago, so I forgot exactly why she was there. Oh, ma'am, I don't work for the bank. I'm just a cleaner. Well, I don't care what your job title is. Just do your job. I am doing my job. Cleaning. You people are so annoying. Ma'am, if you don't believe me that I don't work here and I'm just a cleaner, please, walk up to where it shows what times the actual bank is open. The bank was closed, obviously. No, I will not go until you give me my money. Look, there's an ATM round back of here. Go over there. I can't help you. I shouldn't even be here. I deserve free money for dealing with your dumb butt. So you want a cleaner to give you free money for them doing their job? Good logic. That's it. I'm calling your employer. Alright, feel free to call my phone or my dad's. Either one works. It's a family business. That's why I said that. I'm done with your bullcrap. I'm coming inside. At this point, I was scared to high heaven. I forgot whether or not I locked the door. So I ran as fast as I could to the door. Thank God she was slow. She then proceeded to try to bang on the glass when I told her I wasn't letting her in. The times they open and close are to the left of the door. She looks at the times, and I see her face change. Karen. Oh. Without making a sound, she proceeds to walk back to her car and go on the one way. That was probably the best time, even until now, that I've had cleaning at the bank. Sounds like a little bit of creative writing here, but there's nothing like a Karen doing the walk of shame when she realizes she messed up. Bye, Karen. And that, my friends, is the end of today's stories. Did you have fun? I know I did. Hit that thumbs up button if you smiled at least once. Comment below if you want to help support my channel. And if you're new here, you already know what I'm gonna say. Smash that. Wait. Hit that. No, that's not the right one either. Lightly touch that subscribe button. And I'll see you all tomorrow.